Hello there. What's going on, everyone? I'm doing some painting today. Figured I would just live stream a little bit. I've been working on all the new Legion stuff. We got a new battle report coming out soon. It's already live on Patreon. And I have been working on a new color scheme for some of my rebels. And they're kind of like so. Obviously, this is nowhere close to being finished. I'm still working on the base layers, but I've been working on them. I got a couple of them. I got to do the rest of the guns, and then we'll do some other little spots on those guys as well as the flesh, and then we'll work on shading and highlighting. But I've got that. I've got base layers mostly done for Cassian. I'd use the same blue for his coat. Although I don't have, actually, no, I don't have his backpack yet, so I don't have that much done. And I don't have whatever I'm going to eventually put in his hand because I still don't know what I'm going to do there yet. And I really haven't done much with K2SO yet. But that's kind of that's the goal for today. That's what I'm going to be working on. And then if I get far enough, then I'll start working on the Wookiees. But yes, so we can just hang out and chat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hi there, Dr. Robert Kelso. And hey there, he has a lot to the faceless. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize already. But I'm going to start off working on, well, I'm going to finish doing the black for these guys, and then I'm going to start off working on Iden Versio. Because black is hard to make look good. And what I am going to do with her is I'm going to make her whole outfit a little bit more of a gray. This way shades will actually matter, and then highlighting, I'm going to try highlighting around the edge highlighting, because I don't do that enough, and I'm trying to be better. Where is my, you know what, I'm going to swap out. So I've got my wet palette here, and I've been using this one a lot, but I think I'm going to swap this one out for a fresh sheet. Yeah, I'm going to pull this one out because it's all, so much of it is over the past week or so. So much of it is dried. So I'm going to set that to the side, add a little extra water on my wet palette. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, maybe a little too much, but I think, I don't know, you can't have too much. Well, you can actually, but I don't think that's too much. All right, and I'm grabbing another sheet. Got a fresh sheet there. There, we're gonna use this for today. Push that down. There we go. We got our nice happy wet palette, and this will stay good for a very long time. All right. Oh, that is pretty wet. Kelso, you haven't gotten anything since the Phase 2 clones. Oh man, that's rough. Sorry to hear that. To be fair, I wouldn't have Phase 2 clones yet if it weren't for pre-ordering, because my stores here just cannot get them in. I don't know if, I guess, I mean, I've heard different rumors that like maybe they just completely like they totally did not make enough of those, and so like stores just can't seem to get enough of them to get them in stock. That certainly may be the case. That might be the case. I don't know, but I would love for more Phase 2s to show up. I know a lot more people are trying to run them, you know. And plus, their clones are fun to paint, especially Clone Trooper. I mean, Clone Troopers are really fun to paint with all the paint variants and everything that goes into the hobbying aspect. You know, people really want to start working on their own. You know, like you could proxy them for a battle or something like that, or use a friend's. But part of the fun of this is it goes into making your own stuff. Yeah. So that's what a lot of people definitely want to do. I'm just doing straight up Vallejo black. They have a very good, it's a very flat black. It's got no shine on it at all. It's very, very dark. All right. So what are you guys up to this weekend? Anybody got any fun stuff going on this weekend? Last weekend was my big work weekend. I had a lot of honeydew list things to do. I was trying to mow the lawn while it was still wet because we finally got a few hour break in the rain. And I learned again why I hate doing that. Oh, I want to show you guys something cool with this guy. This guy lost his arm, and I had put some stuff on there, so he's like a disabled veteran now, right? Somebody playing Final Fantasy VII, cool. Working on contrast paints, all right. But this is just some of that paste, that putty, that you can use to like glue pieces together. It dries really hard, kind of like green stuff. So basically, it's like part of his jacket. It's folded over, and so I thought that was pretty slick. Because I don't know what happened to his arm. I'll find it one of these days. I did the same thing for Senator Chuchi. I couldn't find her arm, and then so I just decided to sculpt some stuff onto her. Like her cloak was just wrapping around her whole body. But then I found her arm, and now after that, it's already dried. So now I'm like, I don't need that arm now, which is funny. So I should have looked for it a little better, I guess. I don't care. She's just an objective token, though, so I'm not as worried about her with that. I actually like how the hostages, you can use pretty much whatever token you want, whatever mini you want, because it's just really an objective token. The real Zachariah just got into Legion a few weeks ago, slowly painting your Imperial army. How do you prevent the feeling that painting can become a grind? Oh, well, what I do is I put on usually an audiobook or a podcast. There's a lot of books getting ready to come out. I am especially awaiting the Dresden Files. The next, I think Peace Talks is the next Dresden Files book that comes out next month. But yeah, painting can become a grind, but I don't do it for that long. I'll do it for an hour. I'll go back inside, pause, play a game of Hearthstone, or, try and spend some time with the kids or something like that, and then come back out a little bit later, and just kind of let things kind of sit and do it in shifts. I like to do my painting in shifts. As a matter of fact, I did the blue and half of the guns on these guys earlier today, and I took a break. And I came back now and I figured, hey, let me live stream for a little while. I don't normally live stream when I paint. Usually when I paint just for me. I'm not the best painter, but one of my goals with these guys was to take a little more time with them and see if I can make these guys look better than my original Rebel Troopers. Because I stripped these guys, so they actually have lost a little bit of detail because there's, some of the parts didn't strip perfectly or whatever, but in general, I still think I can do better because this was, I think, my very first set, and they were awful. The color palette was awful, too. But yeah, they have come a long way. And I'll be able to compare these guys to another, one of my original ones, like maybe my second or third set, because some of the early Rebel Troopers look real bad. But at the time, too, I was very much in a rush to paint because I wanted to be playing opening weekend. And, the stuff came out on like a Thursday. And everybody was like playing Saturday. So I took Thursday and Friday off of work so I could assemble and paint and do all that stuff like right away. Oh, shoot, I got a little piece on his belt right there. Dope. Oh, well, I'm going to be going back and I'll base coat over the belt in black or dark brown probably, because I'm going to do a lot of browns on these guys. Oh, yes, and here's my Mr. Duro. So this will be a real fun one to do. I like this color pattern. I like the brown and the teal a lot. All right, I'm just checking over some of the comments and everything. How many we got? We got 24 right now, it looks like. Cool. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Saturday afternoon. It's really humid out here in Florida. And, we are, that's another reason which keeps me from staying out and painting for an hour or so, because I'm in my garage and it's crazy hot and humid out here, so I can't really stay out here for too long. I can't really do more than an hour usually, unless I go real late at night, because then it kind of gets a little cooler. But oh, we got a super chat from Bleed Green. What's going on, Bleed Green Productions? How you guys doing today? Thank you for your continued support. It's always nice to get like a little tip. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys. How is your weekend going? Hello there, indeed. Hello there to you as well. Is it bad that I feel like whenever I hear somebody else say that, like in Star Wars stuff, I'm like, you stole my line, when I know dang well I stole that from Obi-Wan. You guys want to know? Hey, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I am going to tell you guys a secret. I remember playtesting the Clone Wars core set, and it wasn't until Obi-Wan came out that I was just like, oh my gosh, like announcing that, like, oh my gosh, he's gonna totally have, like, they announced that we're gonna be doing Clone Wars or whatever, and I'm like, that's amazing. And we started thinking about, like, what's his command card gonna be, and like, he's got to have one that says hello there, and I was like, that's amazing. Wait, why don't I start all my videos with hello there? So it was like right around the time, or either right before or right around when Clone Wars core set started going into playtesting, that's when I started using hello there. And wouldn't you know it, he had a command card called hello there, and I was like, oh my god, that's perfect. So that was kind of like my inspiration to, because it was becoming a reality, and so that's kind of when I started doing that. All right, so I've got the guns all done for the rebels. Now I'm gonna do some Iden and her little droid here, and I want them in gray, so I'm gonna mix a little bit of white next to this. Not much at all. Let's go over here. Oh, too much white. All right, let me wet this up a little bit more. All righty, there we go. And so, this is still really dark. I don't know if I might want it lighter than that. I might want it a little lighter than that. Just a little bit. All right. Yeah, that's a little bit lighter. That's gonna help. That's gonna help bring out the detail. I'm gonna try not to get her gun, and I'm using a much thicker brush here. Wow, this brush was probably a bad choice for this one. But I did this on my Jedi Luke. I did the like the gray within like a wash, and it came out a lot nicer, and it still looked black, once it was all dry. I'm not gonna do her boots though. And I think it'll also make her hair, yeah, I'll leave her gloves black as well. Okay. There we go. So that's going kind of like that. And I think I'll do the same thing. I might do the same with K2SO also. Not sure. Actually, I think I'm going to probably go a different route with K2SO. I'm probably going to just do like a metallic kind of dry brush on him. Yeah, I like that idea better. And I'm treating this one. I already glued him onto the thing, so I don't want to get any paint on the flight stand. So I don't really have to get every aspect of this guy. We'll put some metallics on this dude, and then some red on the lenses or something like that. Yeah, okay, he's simple. So K2, I was using my airbrush and I actually put a little bit of blue on the top just for his base coat. after some blacks. So I think if I dry brush most of him with metallics and then do the details afterwards, I think he should be good with that. That'll actually let's do. Hey, while I'm at it, why don't I do it? All right, let's see. Let's find a good kind of a darker chromed out metallic. I think that'll be a fun one to do. Oh wait, I've got to do Aiden's helmet also. Oh, I'm getting paint on my hands this way. I didn't glue it onto the base yet because I didn't know how I was going to want to do it. And I think this is time. It's time to glue it to the base. Oh. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to do that because I don't want to have to hold it when I go back to do details and stuff. Do. All right, there we go. So we got the helmet on the base there. I do like the helmet. They should do an Inferno Squad TIE Fighter pilot helmet for the Star Wars Black Series. I think that would be really slick. All right, so let me get to some of the questions. Sorry, I missed a couple. So Bleed Green says, you're so excited for Star Wars Squadrons, but your friends aren't even giving it a chance. Well, it's okay. You don't have to give it a chance. The only thing you know right now is it's a game by EA. All right, so that's obviously going to have some people. So if you go off of what you know, if you go off of the knowledge that you have, then yeah, there's no reason for you to want to give it a chance just yet, right? If you're that disenfranchised with EA, which a lot of people are, like totally understandable there. However, I feel a little differently. All right, let's see which metal we're going to go with. I got Quicksilver, Gunmetal Gray, and Tin Metal Gray, that one has a hint of like bronze to it. I think Gunmetal Gray might be the best option here. I've got a couple some brighter ones and definitely some more colored ones. I think Gunmetal Gray will work really good on this one. Rex is amazing. Rex is absolutely amazing. Should you get Rex or Phase 2 Clone Troopers first? Oh man, good question. Get whatever you can. Definitely get Rex. If you see Phase 2 Clone Troopers, pick them up. Definitely do that. And somebody, let's see what else was asked. When are Death Troopers restocking? Great question. I wish I had a good answer for you, but the truth is we just don't know. We just do not know. All right. Let's pour a little Gunmetal Gray out. Oh, that's a good dark. That's a really good dark. All right. And I can use that for a lot of things. I can actually brush over the guns with that. I can use it for highlights. Actually be nice on the Rebels too. But first things first, I want to kind of brush up K2SO a little bit with this. And our droid, right? Should we do the droid first? Oh yeah, that's nice. It does put just a nice dark kind of gloss on him. There we go, let's see. See, that's about what I want for him. Not too much. And I think it's going to do the same thing. We might even see some of that light blue haze kind of filter through on K2. And I'm doing this real light, kind of like how you do a dry brush. Although it's obviously going to be wetter, I don't mind because it's not a super wet paint. Here, I'm really just looking for that shiny effect. All right. I'm digging the four-armed K2SO, by the way. I haven't seen anybody else do that yet. Have any of you guys seen anyone else do the four-armed K2? Oh yeah, this looks real good. It's actually coming in real weathered, too. Like here, let me show you up front. See how that came out like on the chest? Like he looks like a worn out weathered droid right now. I was accidental, but yeah, I will absolutely take that. That's real good. Got to get some parts of some other parts of the legs. Some parts on the back side. All right, we're almost done with this one. Yeah, I'm digging that look. I like it. I like that a lot. Okay, that's good. What else do we want to do in? I got him already. Yep, you're done. You know, I'll take a little bit more. I'm going to hit Cassian's pistol with this, with a finer brush. Because Cassian is a lot closer to being done. I don't want to make mistakes here on Cassian. Oh, yeah, that looks nice. Nice, nice. I like that better. And that's another thing that I do to make it less grindy, or more efficient rather, is like have a couple of different units. Like don't just do one mini fully, like do a whole bunch of things at a time. I will tell you this though, I've gotten to a point where like I had like an assembly line thing going and I got them like mostly done. And then it was time to play, so I just picked them up and never put them back down. So I have like, do you guys ever play with like unfinished minis? You know, let's see. Is 2 AAT battle tanks enough, or get 2 more? No, 1 is enough. 2 is the most you can run. Yeah, 2 is the most you can run. Of course, if you are like others have said, if you want to run Grand Army, you can potentially run more, but most people don't do that. Grand Army takes a long time, and I like a regular 800-point battle is good. Not a big fan of Grand Army. I'm being real delicate. I've been a little quiet here too while I try and get some of these little finer parts on Cassian's belt. Let's see. I haven't done his backpack at all yet, so I know I need to do that. Yeah. Oh, actually, gray would be a good color to do the backpack with. That's what I kind of had in mind, but more of a lighter gray. That was something that I wanted to do here. Let me get a little water mixed in there. I don't want it to be too thick. All right. And then the wash will look real nice when I put that in here. I don't even know what his backpack looks like at all. But yeah, some of these characters, like I'll have like a picture in front of me, but like Cassian, I said nope. I'm just gonna do this one however I want, because I know he was. I believe he was in a darker blue, and this one will look a little darker. I'll put like a dark blue wash on this one, but it's not gonna come out looking exactly like he did in the movie. But I don't want him to. I mean, a lot of my stuff is Hoth based. And so I want him to be able to blend in on Hoth. And blue colors tend to work pretty well for Hoth. But look more like an icicle. That might look even better. I don't know where his straps are, though, on this backpack. Because like it just, I guess there's a little one right there. But he really does not have, like they kind of go underneath his jacket almost. It's weird. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. This guy is mostly good. I'm not really gonna do 2 more on K2SO today. The next The next task, I think, is I'm going to put, I think she's dry enough right here. I'm going to put a wash on Iden Versio. And then we'll go back with some highlights. But it might take a while for the wash to dry, so we'll see. I'm going to go with Opulentus Black. It's an intensity ink from Green Stuff World. It's a lot like a Nuln Oil. But the inks tend to be a little less shiny than Nuln Oil. So it really kind of just depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, this is really, really good because you can see like right there, it blending in, and now you're going to get detail, which is hard to get on black, especially in all the folds of the cloth in here. It's hard to get that natural detail. I can put it on the gun too, but I don't think it's going to make much difference there. And I didn't actually thin this wash out very much. This one was, my brush was already a little wet, and I figured that would probably be good enough. That's actually not half bad. Now, this is going to dry much less shiny. But yeah, I think you'll be able to see once it dries how it turns out. And then I can go back and add some of the red on her shoulder pad. And let's see, what else? Maybe some silver on belt equipment, some of the red on the helmet, which that one will be interesting. And we're dropping brushes because, you know, that happens. All right. Yeah, it's so tricky to try and do characters that are all in all black. You know, and Inferno Squad's going to be the same way. But, you know, it's all right. But I can't, speaking of Inferno Squad, are you guys excited about seeing some Inferno Squad stuff? Welcome, everybody, if you're new or just joining, hanging out. We're doing some painting today. All right, some Rebel Troopers are mostly good. Cassian's backpack is almost done. Yeah, actually, that's that one because that was a thin layer that dried already. So I am since I already have the black wash out, I'll put some of the black wash over this. Well, I need a little more, don't I? There we go. I'm going to do a very different wash for his jacket, though. That one's going to be a dark blue. I might actually mix some blue and some black. So I've got some good blue washes. I think that'll complement the teal real nicely. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, Cassian's getting there. Now these guys. Now comes the trick. I think I'm gonna need browns. So let's see, we've got, I could do their pants in a dark brown and then leaving their boots the lighter shade of brown. Like I think that could work. The boots and gloves and then the hat brimming could be that lighter shade of brown. I think that works here. Or it doesn't even have to be that dark of a brown because last time I did a real dark brown, like this chocolate brown is really dark. But let's see, I've got other options too. I could do more of a orange brown. Oh, I'm not sure. I'll try this one out. See how well this one works. I don't know if I've used this one yet. I bought a whole like orangey browny kind of set. That one might actually be almost the same. Let's see, let's do a smaller brush for this. that going to be... Well, that's darker. It's not the same. I might be able to work with that. That would be different. Let's do the whole guy with this and see how it looks. Because it might be different enough to stand out, especially with a wash. But I do like this. I like the brown and blue color scheme. I'm a fan of that. And this can go on light too, since my base coat was, similar. Okay. So that's kind of that color. We get a feel for it. All right. Yeah, I think I can go with that. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's very Florida almost, right? Very orangey. Actually, I think this reminds me of like Jacksonville Jaguars colors. It's a shame Phase 2s cost more. Well, they had a while back. They announced they were going to do like an overall price increase or something like that. And I wonder if that might have had something to do with it. Yeah, but the Phase 2s aren't really physically shouldn't really be more expensive than the Phase 1s, right? Part of it is they know that they're in demand, so I get that. That's going to be a driving factor because they are absolutely in demand. And Republic is a really strong faction right now too. I mean, I pre-ordered 2 Phase 2 clones, and that was actually by accident, or something. I don't remember how I got 2. But either way, I have 2. And that's the only way I'd ever get 2 is if I had done that. And that's all I wanted anyway. I don't think I'd ever want to run more than 2 Phase 2 clones, because I'll build 2 of them up real heavy and then have the rest of the Phase 1s just be the guys to feed them tokens. I'm not... Unless we start getting really cheap commanders, I don't see dumping that many points into my core. I want to keep my core kind of cheap if I can. All right. We're doing good. We're doing real good. All right, so I'm liking this color scheme. I'm gonna have to do this guy's head. Oh, the head of a Duro. I should have airbrushed his head when I had the chance, because I'm not pulling out the airbrush just for one head. But I'm gonna put some more of this paint on. It's starting to dry up on me. All right. And what is this one? This is Vallejo Orange Brown. It was weird because I bought like an old World War II Panzer tank kit, like for the AATs, because this was like the whole palette I was going to use for the AATs, or at least for the one AAT, and I did, and then I did the white and blue one, which I'm not as happy with. I may eventually go back over and do the other one also in the same color scheme, since I bought a whole freaking set of paint just for that one vehicle. But I figured, having the browns would be helpful, because I didn't have any browns. Although, boy, I got an abundance of different shades of brown right now. So it means I can actually do highlighting and shading, and and maybe add a little bit of better looking. I don't know. I won't say professionalism, but at a jump up a tier, like level up as far as painting is going, right? Leveling up a little bit. Because I used to not really do, like when I started out, I would paint like a base coats, and then I'd just put a wash on and be done. And I never did highlighting, and never did or any type of highlighting really. And so I think that's an area I could really stand to improve. this little holster in the same color. All right. All right, we got 3 done. We got to do 4 more. Getting there on these rebels. These guys have been the hardest ones for me to do because like I don't generally want to run that many rebel troopers. But I did have an idea because I got some new Wookiees, and I was like, I would love to run some Wookiees. I want to run triple Wookiee, and I'm trying to find the way to run triple Wookiee. Mace Windu would be amazing, Iron Soul, I agree. Robert Kelso, we need ARCs and BXs. Oh, man, yeah, so the ARCs are supposedly really, really, really popular and really strong, even as a full unit even, you know. They're going to be, you know, that's the early reports of people running those on TTS are very much favoring ARCs. So that sounds like that's going to be a definite thing. All right. Oh, see, and on this guy, there's a little bit of stuff underneath. You see that little, like that little grit and stuff underneath this thing? That's from when I was trying to strip them all, and I got some imperfections and stuff that, you know, it's all dried up now, but hopefully nobody will notice that. I mean, this is the Ion guy, so I'm never going to put him on the battlefield anyway. All right, so we got to test. If you got to test stuff, pick the heavy weapon that you're never going to use, you know. Oh, I say that, though, but then, you know, if tanks and stuff start running amok, we might find ourselves wanting to ionize. I wonder if we're going to get a points rebalance or an FAQ soon or something like that. Yeah. But, oh, yeah, Magna Guards, definitely. Magna Guards may be the next big thing to get announced. I mean, because, I mean, they're on a lot of the art. They're on Grievous's art, right? So that's going to be interesting. I wonder if we're going to see any more factions get Entourage as well. I'd love to see Entourage kind of start showing up. Okay. It's getting close to dinner time, and we've got kids over today, and I'm hiding out in the garage. No, I'm just doing this. But I hear my wife inside, and she's asking the kids what they want on their pizza. We're going to be ordering pizza tonight, and I can't have any, and it makes me sad because we're doing the no-carb thing, and I'm not cheating. I'm staying good because I put on, you know, during COVID-19. How many of you guys put on at least 19 pounds during COVID-19, right? Keto sucks. I don't know if keto sucks, man. It's got some, I mean, all the bacon you want is a cool thing. It's a cool aspect of keto. But yeah, it can be hard sometimes. It can be real challenging. On broken wings are falling, and it won't be long. All right, so I am liking this color on these guys. I think I will probably go with a darker brown for the boots, though. But instead of crust, bacon, right? No, we have like a cauliflower crust pizza that we can eat. I mean, there's a lot of really good like bread substitutions. But that's another reason I was really looking forward to Gen Con too, because man, when I go to the conventions, man, I throw the diet out the window. That's one of the most fun things about going to a con is just eating con food, eating fast food, eating food trucks, going to, you know, there's a TGI Fridays I love to go to at Gen Con. It's a really, really good TGI Fridays. And I don't go to TGI Fridays very often. So I don't know, maybe they're all good. I don't know. But this one just has been exceptional every time. And it helps that I'm usually in a really good mood. So When I'm in a really good mood, I get very complimentary, and I'm like, "Oh man, you guys are so nice. You're the nicest people ever." You know. So, could just be me. That's why I gotta host Crabbok Con. Yeah, no, I someday. You know when that'll probably happen? If I'm ever able to like, and this is a pipe dream here, but if I'm ever able to actually do this full time, then I would absolutely put on a convention. I would love to have a convention that's primarily like miniature wargaming, like less about just regular board games. I mean, we could have regular board games, nothing wrong with that, but like really dedicated to all types of X-Wing Armada and Legion. Like that would be really, really fun. And like have your variants of play and have, a skirmish tournament, a regular tournament, different formats and really cool terrain boards. Play on terrain that's not standard tournament terrain. Like play on really thick tournament boards, more experimental terrain. See how well your list can do on a vertical board, or how well your list can do in like true trench warfare. Something like that. Types of that would be really, really fun. I would love that. Like come up with some of the most amazing tables specifically for the convention. I'd love to run a real big, a more like in my most recent battle report. We had tanks, and I had to build them the terrain a lot more sparse to have room for the tanks to be able to maneuver. Because on a normal board, before the tanks came out, I don't think a tank would have ever been able to move on any of my boards. I use a lot of terrain. I make enough room for like an ATST to move. ATAT would be way different. For an ATST to be able to move. But beyond that, I'm not as concerned with movement. So how do I maintain brush quality? That's a great question. So the way you're supposed to maintain brush quality, you rinse, and then dry. And then dry your brushes out. You try not to let the paint go up into the metal part. There's also brush cleaner that you can get. I've never used it. But I fail to do this all the time. And so the way I maintain brush quality is buying new brushes like every couple of weeks that I'm painting. And just throwing all my brushes out because they turn into garbage. That's what happens to my brushes because I always forget. Like, look at this brush. Here's a good example. This was one of my brushes. It is hard as a rock. It is a rock. Yes. And so I brushes don't last me very long. But as a result, I don't spend a lot of money on brushes. I go to like a hobby store and I spend $5 and get like 7 brushes in a bag. So I'm spending like 75 cents a brush. So that's generally what I do. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wash them out when you're done. Let them dry them out. Don't let water like soak up into the metal stuff. Don't dip them in all the way. Don't let paint soak up into that stuff either. That's some of the things that you ought to do. All right, so I finished with that color. Rinsed this one out. I'm gonna go back and forgot to get Iden's rifle, and I'm going to get her rifle a little more here, especially the barrel. All right. There we go. This one still needs to dry more, but yeah, that wash made it actually a lot darker than I was anticipating, but that's okay. And now I'll do some highlighting on that once that dries a little bit more. I think that's actually a good stopping point for right now, because I'm going to leave that sit, and I think I have to run and go get pizza for the kids, and I'll work on this some more. But hopefully I'll have Iden ready for the next battle report whenever that comes out. If you guys are on Patreon, you already have access to the latest battle report, so check that out. That'll probably come out maybe next week for everybody else. So that's cool. Check out the new the new merch in the Teespring store. There should be pictures for that stuff down below. The new gator necks are awesome. They're really, really cool. All right, guys, that's all I've got. I want to thank you all so much. Big thanks to Bleed Green Pizza as well. Thank you so much. We do definitely appreciate super chats over here. And so that's a great way to help keep the channel going, too. Thank you all so much. And as always, have a great day.